have a 1948 KB5 International, and this old girl's a dump truck. She's got the big old crane up there. It's the cable dump. Underneath the hood, we got the good old inline flathead 6, and she is locked up, but I believe she'll come loose pretty easy. We do have the hood prop 9000 here because the hood will not hold itself up. It will a little bit, then it comes and hits you in the head. I think, well, we haven't checked the oil yet, but I assume there's oil in there. It's a little liquidy to be oil, even though it's 100 degrees. Smells a little bit like gas and probably a little bit of water. Hopefully, not too much water's got down in there over the years. On the interior, we have, well, got the old 2-speed rear end you can see, and it shows she's got around, well, I haven't checked, 48,000 miles, which, if it was a dump truck, I'm gonna assume that's original because these things were worked really hard then parked. All the levers for the PTO and stuff are froze up. But back here, the winch and everything, we sprayed this a few days ago and it's still locked up. We'll probably have to beat on it with a hammer. I'm gonna say this is a bed someone put on it off an older truck. This is a late 30s, early 40s style bed. It is pretty shallow. This truck was supposedly used to build the dam, but it's too new to have been able to build it in North Fork, so I'm gonna say it built the powerhouse, and it was probably used to move big old rocks. And if you look, this bed is a lot shallower than the bed on that old truck, the 38 Dodge. But we're gonna get this old girl running today. No, well, clean all this engine stuff off, you can see there's some rat nests and a bunch of dirt. We don't wanna get that down in there. We're gonna have to pull them spark plugs out of there. Hopefully they're not rusted off in the head. We may have to pull the head if she don't wanna come unstuck, but that's no big deal. We're gonna pressure wash that off and get to working on it. Go ahead and pull the spark plugs out of this old girl and spray her with some PB Blaster and hopefully get her loose here. At least to have the old oil bath air cleaner on there, a lot of times that keeps water from getting down in there. And you can tell the motor's never been out of this thing because it's got this cross brace, and every time someone changed the motor in these things, they didn't put that thing back. Man, there we go. They are a little snug on there. These are AC spark plugs from the 50s to about the 70s. I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows a lot more about spark plugs than I do, but I'm gonna say they're 50s, 60s, 70s. You can see it don't look like there's been much moisture on that one. Number one here. You can see there's a little bit of corrosion on it, nothing bad. And down in the engine looks fairly dry. Honestly, it don't look bad. That one's loose as can be. And again, not too bad rusty. This one, the little nozzles broke off in it, so you got to turn it upside down to make it work. As soon as we get it rolling, we'll change the oil. We always change the oil in these. Sometimes we don't show it, but a lot of people ask if we change the oil, and we do, just because we don't want to run oil that's 50 years old or 60 or 70 years old, because it ain't good on them. So we let it sit overnight, so we're gonna go ahead and clean up the battery terminals if they're both here. You see one of the wires? Well, this thing had 2 batteries on it. It looks like at one time someone cut the inner fender so they could have 2 batteries on it. Are them brass? Yeah, them brass. That one is. What's this other one's lead? Yeah, this one's lead. When they're brass, they're real hard to clean up with a razor blade. Throw the battery down in here and maybe not throw it down in here. Didn't mean literally throw it in there, but well, if it works, it works. We're bringing back the good old universal key here to see what we get. Woo-hoo. Huh. There we go. Oh boy, come on. Come on. That came loose pretty easy. She whirls good too. That starter even works. I figured we'd have to rebuild it, but I guess not. She's got compression, she sounds good. We're gonna pop this oil filter cap off of here and just see what it looks like. We don't have one, but I'd really like to know if there's even one in here. Because if it's a roll of toilet paper like some people used, we don't want to run it with that in it. Most people in like these trucks like this that were still being used in the 90s and stuff, they switched these from the canister type to actual oil filters, because these canister ones, oh my God. And that's why you always want to check these, because you don't want to run that through an engine. There's supposed to be a little handle in here, but I think our little handle one, oh, there's a little handle. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. That used to be a friend. Look at that thing, I mean. That's why you always want to check them, because you'll end up with all that down in your engine and it's never a good thing. We'll go ahead and throw these plugs in here, then we're gonna go change the oil. These aren't brand new plugs, but the roof on the old truck leaks, and these are behind the seat, so they got a little bit of moisture. They're not rusty or anything, it's just the box has got a little messed up. There we go. Well, just like that, except for this plug wire is a little mangled, but it'll probably stay on there. Go ahead and see what the oil in this thing looks like. It's pretty, it's not too much oil. It's red though, boy is it. Huh. I'm gonna say that's from rust and probably old gas being in there. Yeah, it smells just straight like old gas. Ugh. Or maybe someone over the years put some transmission fluid in there to break her loose, but I doubt it. That That looks just like old gas and rust from all the moisture in it. Honestly, it don't look too bad down in there. Everything seems to be clean. Everything actually looks brand new down in there. The points are a little corroded, but actually the points are stuck. Huh. Nothing too hard to fix. Points cleaned up, and as I expected, the coil that was on it was no good, but we put the old MSD coil on there, and well, she's got sparks, so we're gonna go ahead and hook up all the plug wires and put some gas in her and see what everything hooked up. So we should have spark, we should have, well, crankage, and she should fire right off. At least I hope she will. See what we get. Okay, we're getting spark. That's a good sign. Went ahead and traded the old coil out for a new one. I think the old one kind of gave up on us, so we'll see what she'll do now. Also gave that starter a little while, well, probably an hour and a half or so to cool down because we had to go to the parts store, and hopefully she'll fire up now. The MSD coils are normally good, but sometimes they just seem to go bad all of a sudden. Well, there we go. That answers the question. The coil we had on it was no count. Now we got something. Come on. So if you're ever having trouble with something starting, you know it's got spark and it kind of runs but won't really run, it's normally the coil on them. She does smoke quite a bit, but she runs. You can see there's still smoke rolling out of the back of it, but she runs good for setting for 50 plus years. She did throw a whole bunch of rat nests and stuff up on me in the dirt, but let's see if we got antifreeze in her. We do not, so we're gonna put some water down in her and we're gonna try to keep her running for a little bit longer. Hopefully that didn't shake y'all to death because I had the camera stand sitting kind of up on the truck and it was kind of shaking pretty good. But we got the old girl running. I think our good old toilet paper oil filter's holding up pretty good. We'll check on it. Because the one in it was so rusted out, I didn't feel right using it. And we couldn't get a new one anytime soon, so let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, see that? You can always use a roll of toilet paper for a filter. Looks like she's doing pretty good. You can see all the nasty stuff that was down in there, but she's working. Fuel lines and stuff set up, and we have our super safe fuel system where it goes through here all the way into here, and it goes into the good old Harbor Freight pump sprayer. And right here's our fuel control. You just hit this button here, and you know, if you want fuel pressure, you hold that down to keep her from flooding out. That sits in the cab in the safest position for it. Sadly, the driver's side door does not open, so if it does catch on fire, we gotta crawl over it. But I don't expect that to happen. We're gonna go ahead and set you guys back on the tripod, and I think we're gonna be able to drive her forward now that we have fuel pressure. Up and see if she'll do dump truck things again. There we go. Let's see. There. It works. Say she works pretty good. She did stall out on us for some reason, but the old dump bed works. And for sitting that long, this old girl runs really good. It even rolls over the top of that. I think that roller still rolls, believe it or not. But the old dump bed works. This right here, so you see she's still sitting up off the deal. If you pop this right here, well, it's got tension on it. You can make her set back down. Maybe not. That may weigh enough that you just can't do that. Guess that's a safety so you don't just drop it. Normally, stuff like that, you can kick them out and they'll just fall down. She is missing the tailgate, but she works. We got her running. She drives. Sadly, the tires on these things are so expensive to get, or we would put tires on this old girl. And brakes, because she's a really good old truck, solid truck. We will put an oil filter in it later on, but thank you guys for watching. We got her running, we got her driving, we got the bed working. I'll see you guys in the next video, and please consider maybe leaving a like, subscribing, or commenting. Thank you guys.